So I gotta tell you guys, I'm honestly really surprised that this is even a conversation because it's something that I really didn't think they were going to even talk about, let alone there was even a possibility apparently of happening. But according to a recent report about Jonathan Majors, apparently the Marvel Studio star from Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania who plays Kang, who is supposed to be the MCU's next big bad, the whole freaking new Phase 5 is essentially set up to end at Kang's dynasty. Apparently, he's going to be potentially replaced. There's talks about his future being uncertain at the MCU after the recent charge that has come upon him from this ex girlfriend or whatever. Still not sure exactly who this girl is, but apparently now he is facing an uncertain future in the studio because of what his fate is following the recent assault charge. So, this article comes to us from CBR.com and it says, Report Jonathan Majors' Marvel Studios' future is still undecided. And I gotta tell you, this couldn't have come at a worse time for Disney and Marvel. Obviously, you guys are aware, Marvel has been absolutely getting destroyed in the box office lately. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania has taken such a major hit for them. It's something that they absolutely needed a certain amount of money in order to even break even, and they're just not there. They're never going to get there, unfortunately, and it looks like it's going to have to go to streaming sooner rather than later. And they're going to try to keep it in the box offices as long as possible, but when movies bomb like this, they tend to pull them out pretty quick. And I mean, you could talk about different reasons as to why this movie may be failing. You can say Kang is a very weak villain. A lot of people are saying he's just very weak compared to Thanos, and I know they're trying to make him into the next Thanos, but I just don't buy him as a multiversal threat like Thanos was. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that do believe that as well, and they are on my side in that regard. You can also say the way he was presented was also bad. You know, when he showed up in Loki instead of showing up in a movie, it kind of led to a lot of people not really caring that much. It just doesn't feel like as big of a threat as Thanos did. And even though obviously we're just getting the whole story started, and I'm sure they're gonna come up with ways to try to make him seem more of a big villain, ultimately it just doesn't feel that way. But let's see what this article from good old Shill CBR has to say. So it says Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania star Jonathan Majors' future within the Marvel Cinematic Universe is currently up in the air, with Marvel Studios reportedly weighing its options following the actor's recent criminal charges. Now, I've been on record saying before, and I will say it again, I don't think this man is going to get canceled from the MCU. Ultimately, it can happen, but I just don't think it will. I just think this guy has a lot of privilege within the MCU. Obviously, he checks off every single box that is good for them, and I don't think they're going to let him go willingly. If they let him go, it's because they literally had no other option. There was no other way that they can save this man's name and still keep him within the MCU. Now, the funny thing is, there's not a lot of calls for cancellation for his name, ironically. I wonder why that is. Could it be because he's the right skin color? Could it be because he checks off the right boxes from Marvel and the woke mind virus that's on Twitter right now? Like, I find it interesting that a lot of people aren't calling for him to be removed from the MCU, considering the charges. Whereas I feel like a white actor, if this were to happen to a white actor, he would get canceled almost immediately. And I'm sure some of you out there who are checking this video out, you're probably saying, well, that's racist of you to say. Not so much, because Johnny Depp is a prime example of a man who got accused and was literally canceled before he ever had his day in court. So why are they not doing this with Jonathan Majors? I don't really know. That's up to you to decide. It says, according to industry insider Jeff Snyder of the Hot Mic podcast, Marvel Studios executives are deliberating the next steps to take following Major's highly publicized arrest, which led to the actor being arraigned on assault and harassment charges. Evidently, the company has yet to reach a decision on the matter. I've heard that Marvel hasn't made any decisions regarding Jonathan Majors, but they've met or spoken to his agent to discuss potential options going forward, Snyder said. Majors was arrested in New York City on March 25th after he and his girlfriend were returning home from a Brooklyn bar. The Quantumania star is accused of physically assaulting the woman in question following alleged confrontation, which led to her receiving treatment at a local hospital for minor head and neck injuries. Majors was subsequently arraigned and handed a May court date to follow up on the matter. Now, I think their best bet, or what they're ultimately probably going to do, is they're going to try to find a way to hush this up. They're going to try to see if there's any way they can settle this out of court. The faster they settle this, Marvel and Disney, the faster they settle all of this, the faster they can get back to making this man the top star within the MCU. I don't think his name is going to get dragged through the mud after the fact like a lot of people normally would. I think people people are going to forget about it pretty quickly if he's found to be innocent, or if it gets swept under the rug and she basically recants, which apparently she did in text messages, but then some people are saying she didn't. Not really sure, man. This whole thing is moving so fast, and I've said that many times, and I'm being honest about it. But I do think that they're going to try to save him as much as possible. I just can't imagine Disney wanted to give this guy up. Like, why? They put in so much work, they put in so much money, so much effort. He's a hot star right now in Hollywood. Even though Ant-Man Quantumania bombed, he was also in Creed as well, and he's showing up in other movies also. So again, I don't think that they're going to want to get rid of him willy-nilly like that. I think they're going to want to explore literally every single option possible, which is exactly what the rumor is saying. The rumor is saying that Disney is trying to figure out the next steps, whatever that may be. And that could very well be remove him from the MCU, or it could be let's just wait and see sort of a thing, because they have plenty of time. And if the guy's going to show up in court in May, it's obviously not going to be decided at that point, but at least they're going to get the ball rolling pretty quickly. And that gives Disney and Marvel enough time to try to reach out to this woman and see if they can hush her up, which I'm sure they're going to. And don't try to tell me they don't do that shit, because they definitely do. It says through his legal team, Majors issued a vehement denial, claiming his girlfriend was going through an emotional episode. Oh, so it is his girlfriend. Okay, interesting. With it later being reported that the actor himself made the 911 call that led to the New York Police Department showing up and eventually taking him into custody. On March 30th, Majors' lawyer produced purported text messages from his partner in an effort to prove his innocence. In the text, the anonymous individual seemingly recanted the allegations while claiming she was the one who used physical force against Majors. I wonder if they faked that. You know what I mean? I wonder if they fake that. It sounds like something they would definitely fake, and it just seems odd that you would send a text message that's basically recanting against your allegations almost the next day or the same day that it happened. It just seems weird, especially written evidence of the recant. And if you really are that emotional, do you think they're going to be recanting within the next day or the same day? I think they would be going crazy for a few days before maybe eventually calming down and saying, you know what, let's just handle this like adults. Then that's something different. So that's why all of this just seems very, very strange to me. It says the backlash following Major's arrest has been swift, with advertisements he filmed for the U.S. Army's Be All You Can Be campaign being pulled and speculation regarding his Marvel's future running rampant among fans. This is hardly surprising given the fact that much of the MCU's future is built around Major's character, Kang the Conqueror, who is billed as the main antagonist of the multi-phase multiverse saga. And you know what? The only thing that they have going for them is the fact that Kang is obviously a multiversal person, but the thing is, you can argue, oh, okay, since it's the multiverse, there can be different versions of him that may look different, but when do we ever really see that? I mean, I know we saw that with Loki, where there was all different kinds of Lokis, so they might be able to pull this off with Kang the Conqueror and say that another multiverse version of him has taken over as the actual Conqueror and looks different from Jonathan Majors. So there's different ways that they can try to explore removing him from the MCU, but everybody watching the movie and everybody watching the next few movies that come out, we're all going to know the exact reason why Majors is not in there anymore. Like, even if they recast him, the drama is still going to be there around the movie. It's still going to be there, and everybody's going to know that he was recasted for that reason. So I think they need to just confront it head on. They need to address it. I'm surprised Disney and Marvel hasn't made a statement yet. Honestly, I really am. But I'm sure they're going to probably be coming out with a statement eventually. They're probably going with their lawyers and talking about what to say openly and publicly, and how they're going to go about addressing it. They're probably going to want to figure it out with him first before they even make a statement. So we're going to see what happens. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.